But we seem to have a really interesting pickup for EC. They've got Ayla on their team, the brand new Not. So, not totally surprised. She's very powerful, but she is new. So,
And according to our stats so far, I think she's only been in 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
So
and
a lot more underused than I expected for an apparently broken quotation marks in the air character.
let's see. They've got Coco, Clunk, Raylan on PSL's team, and then they've got Lone Star, Clunk, and Ayla on the EC team. Really interesting lineups. What do you guys think about them?
I think we're going to see a quick Arbe out of job ties if he knows what's good for him. Especially with that Lone Star there, he'll be able to shut down Dynamite instantly. But Clunk, as far as I can recall, has terrible issues against Ayla, especially since she can just destroy his hitbox.
I don't
No,
know.
there are definitely some issues with that.
Yeah, they're really a big for the clunk.
Oh, and a nice kill on the PSL Clunk thanks to EC. Ayla managed to get some really good damage in just by using her range and keeping up. That's not as easy as it looks either, especially when you're heading down that middle part.
One of the few characters I can actually say that controllers help out tremendously, especially with
Oh,
her rage
yeah.
bubble movement.
Yeah, no, keyboard is frustrating to work with sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Job T stream very seldomly. They're chugging quite a bit. So we're going to stick on the Noel side. I hope you don't mind too much.
Shouldn't be a big problem. Small push up top. Ayla's managed to got it under wraps though. Not a big deal. Rage is really good for pushing and keeping things off of your tower, but she's in a bit of a rough spot. If she wasn't a little bit more careful, she could have been killed there.
Now, I see the threes flying up already. Did Noel go straight into increased damage on the bubble?
It seems like it, yeah. He's doing 8 damage per tick.
That is a really risky setup, especially when she has so little health early on.
That's true. Proper use of rage, and so long as you're safe about it, though, means that you'll be okay. It's just you can't really commit to anything unless if the other team lets you.
Yes, normally I would expect to see something along the lines of the shield reduction, or the damage reduction on the bubble before going straight into damage there, or even an uptick in the attack rating, or attack speed.
I wouldn't say that so much. The damage is probably a better move, especially early game when people's health pools are still very low. Having that kind of damage pop out early is very threatening. You don't want to be near that. The damage reduction won't do as much either because most people aren't doing enough damage to make it super worth it yet. And then the attack speed also damages you quicker. So is it better to do more damage? Probably.
Okay, so she's going for a much more risky play than I'm used to seeing.
Likely, yeah. The only problem with it is that she can't really do anything other than keep lanes pushed. She can't do any actual pushing herself. Her chain whack is the only thing that allows her to damage towers right now, and she doesn't even have Evil Eye to be able to turn a situation gone wrong on its head. So she is playing a very strange, very risky build right now. But if she can manage to make it work, it hurts, especially against
And that
Raylan,
might be a dead
because
Raylan. Okay, manages to escape, and there goes Ayla.
nice snipe and a nice Coco Ball to really finish her off there. Showing just, yeah, she played it risky, she got way too risky, and then she paid the ultimate price for it, really.
She did just pick up the shielding, though, so that might help her with that burst a little bit. She picked up one instance of the pull-apart bear.
I'm kind of surprised though at the lack of Evil Eye going on here though. The dropout of Rage into Evil Eye is just far too effective to ignore, I would think.
It's really strong, I'll grant you that, and I find it strange that he's not picking up Evil Eye either. It's a very multi-purpose, very powerful tool. Like I said, if you're really low HP, you can turn a really crappy situation on its head. So, I'm a little bit confused too, but hey, whatever floats their goat, I guess.
Yeah, nothing like a quick burst of 80 damage when you're about to die. It can really turn, especially early game, around.
Well, early game, you're more likely to do 60 even at best, but it's definitely up there. The other thing is that it allows you to
And
slow
Cream
a decent
Legit
amount.
is down. We have the second kill for EC, so it's a 2-1 with regards to these scores right now, with regards to the kills.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I don't think either of the streamers were really close to that from what I could see.
And there goes a
Oh,
Scorex. That Clunk is putting in all sorts of work on Embrand's side.
absolutely. Explode's an
There's
incredibly
two down
powerful tool
the
for
red
that.
team.
The one thing that they're not doing a very good job of on PSL's side that they should be doing is doing a better job of playing keep away. It's difficult, I'll grant you, but they need to keep that clunk away from them. It seems to be that he's being way too effective with his explodes, which is probably the easiest to dodge ability in the game.
It's up there, that's for sure.
And they should be definitely.
And did they just trade explosions?
Definitely
No,
pushing
that
him
was
back with
a
the
fail
snipe
explosion on
and
Embrand's
the
side.
Cocoa Ball to hold back the clunk with the knockback on both of those skills.
Yeah, that would help. But it seems like the Coco on the red team has been going for Blaze, the Heavenly Fire ability, and the damage on the ability, which is admittedly really kind of strange at this point when you want to be having either knockback or something to be able to keep them away. You want to be aiming to keep things
And
far
that's
away from you.
a dead Noel right off the gate
Dead
there.
Ayla.
Yeah, it seems like Jobtai's stream is a little bit lagging a bit behind. Noelle did die horribly though on that one. She got way too close to Clunk, thought that she could take him. The problem is that Clunk can do just as much damage to her as she can do to him, if not faster. So
And we have a bounce up explode. It doesn't look like it had an effect, unfortunately.
absolutely none. Missed everything.
And Noelle picks up boots, giving her a little bit more speed. Definitely great for that bubble.
Yeah, it'll allow her to keep up with pretty much everyone in the game at this point.
So, in the argument of boot speed versus bubble speed, which do y'all prefer?
I am of the mind that boot speed is my... Well, I prefer the boot speed. It's cheaper. It works all the time, not just part of the time. And although it's... And it's what? Pretty much the same movement speed bonus, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's the exact same. Boots definitely over just bubble speed, but if you do run both, it's like having two instances of boots, and you will fly anywhere you want to.
And down goes Cream legit. That bubble is finally putting in the work we expected earlier with the amount of attack damage on it.
And it has been most of the game, just it was being put on creeps for the most part. Again, still surprised she hasn't spent the 135 easy to get solar on just getting Evil Eye and being done with it. Like, the base ability is so good, why not? But still hasn't picked it up. It seems like the Coco has managed to pick up cooldown on her lightning balls, so she'll be able to toss out those heavenly blazes. The bottom tower goes down for the red team, putting the blue team in a really good position, giving them all a little bit more solar, which is great.
Especially
expect
seeing
the
as
top
that
tower to go
snipe
down
was just
quickly.
missed, and the top turret is down. There's no saving it now.
Yeah, I think that top tower is going to go down fairly
Are
quickly, and if they let it go
for the
down
red
to that...
team.
With the Lone Star on the other team, on ECE's team, though, I expect that the next couple of towers will go down within the next 3 to 4 minutes. At least one of them will, anyway.
So normally Raylan and Coco are prime candidates for shutting down Ayla with their range and slow abilities, but I'm not seeing it from PSL.
Frequently enough, I find that Coco's got a great ability to shut her down through slows on the blaze, through the lightning ball being able to push her around and damage her at the same time. Like, that's all great control. Raylan, the snipe does damage, but the rest of what Raylan can do is fairly lackluster against Ayla, I've found. Even Time Rift doesn't do enough to really keep Ayla off of Raylan's back.
And that's a big kaboom. Unfortunately, it does miss.
Again, easy to dodge, and when in rage, you move fast. So that was not going to hit. And damage and the Rip Apart Bear have both been maxed out on Ayla. I expect that rage is going to be able to tear through them fairly quickly now. That 10 damage tick is a lot more than it looks to be.
An entire 30% will be,
Ooh.
What do we have here? Oh,
The
that could be a
Ayla
dead creamy
comes
as
in
well.
and takes out the Raylan.
Oh, that was some good play there. Oh, and a Scorex dies off screen.
And Jake is able to take out Ascorix as well.
And honestly, out of all the matches I've seen this weekend, this is the first time I've seen anybody grind the solar boss.
Yeah, that's actually a really smart move. When you have the time, when you've killed 2 people, a solar boss it's a lot of solar. It's
And of
worth
course-
the time to pick it up.
Yeah, the solar boss is also a cakewalk for Ayla. So
Probably
really
more so
zero
than it needs to
risk
be.
and a great setup. Job Ties needs to get out of there now. Otherwise
be
that
able to make it
kaboom
out.
will
Oh,
be
Job
coming.
Ties is in a lot of trouble.
Ooh,
Oh,
trade.
good!
There's
Explode!
the kaboom.
Oh, and it's
Trade
we have
with
a
Ayla.
turret kill early on. Alright, so we have... Was that size on the bubble I saw there?
I'm not sure. I did not see that upgrade quite clearly.
It was the jump rope icon. I can't recall which one that is.
I believe that that is the size increase, correct? But in any case, that was a really good revenge kill for PSL's side of things. They're still behind by a decent amount. It's going to take a lot to get them back in the game, but they managed to take out the Ayla and take out the opposing Clunk for only the life of their Clunk. So, 2-for-1 trade, that's pretty good. But to be fair, Noel got incredibly greedy. If Noel decides to smarten up a little bit, that's not going to happen again.
Definitely a one-off strategy.
Team PSL is in a rough spot here, though. They are getting out leveled by Evil Corporation a little bit on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you have 2 solar bosses and 2 towers on your end of things, it's going to happen. Oh, man.
And still, no evil eye from Noel. That would have been a perfect pop-out situation. Could have had a dead Clunk.
Yeah, I agree with you completely on that front. And again, it's only 135 solar. I wouldn't have slowed her down that much, and heck, it probably would have helped her farm a little bit better. Being able to get more kills, or being able to just hit creeps from farther distances, no problem. Look at her just tanking the explode and then keeping on going at it. Job Ties didn't even have a chance.
No need to fear it there, and she's dead.
Yep. A little bit too greedy, gets sniped out for it.
And she still is not going evil eye at all. Straight into health. I understand that health means time for bubble here, but it's a surprising choice.
Well, at this point, I think that Noel is thinking, you know what? I've gone into bubble so hard at this point that going into Evil Eye is just a diversion of what I want to do. He wants to focus on Rage to the exclusion of all else at this point.
And it's not like it's not working.
It's a better use of his money. Yeah, it's working decently well. It's definitely keeping people back, and it's definitely pushing lanes. And if a team fight ever happens, there's no way they'll be able to kill Ayla. There's a lot of burst, sure, but she has so much lifesteal from what she's got going on that it'll be difficult to take her out. I mean, just look at her just walking up the Job Ties and then killing off the creep wave, and look at her.
And that's with nearly a full arsenal on his missiles there. Complete ignoring.
If Noel had been a little bit quicker on the draw there would have been a dead Ray on the PSL side, but no, looks like PSL's Ray gets to live another day. Clunk, on the other hand, is going to be stuck behind Dynamite,
and good night, Sweet
Ayla,
Prince.
and there we go. Yep, 3-man gank. But now they're in a bit of a sticky situation. They need to be careful that the Ray doesn't put out too much burst with the Coco, but no,
Bam.
Wow.
And that's 2 kills already. Let's see if they can get the whole wipe. In a dangerous situation there.
Yeah, here it is.
Escort.
Here it is.
Good night, full wipe.
Clunk and Ayla, full wipe on the red team there.
Absolutely. Yeah, they got a little bit too greedy. You saw how the Ray managed to run all the way past the Ayla on the bottom lane. That was a bad move. That put her in between 3 people, got her killed. Then Coco decided, hey, I could probably, harass a little bit, stick around. When there's 3 people on the other team, and there's one of you, you run, you hide. You don't stick around like that, particularly when there's Snarebite, Clunk, and a very angry Ayla on the other team.
And Clunk and Raylan are back for the red team.
Yep,
unfortunately, their bottom turret isn't.
And
there goes Reflect, kaboom, ouch.
Down, and there went Cream Legit, taken down by the Clunk Explode.
And the Clunk Explode did significant damage there, but I really think it was the burst of all of that other Clunk's reflection coming back at him is what did so much damage to Raylan there.
Oh, it definitely factored into it, that's for sure. There's no way you could argue otherwise.
I understand that he's out-leveled severely, but pouring straight into missiles this early on, especially against an enemy Clunk, I'm not sure was a great call by Job Ties.
It depends. Missiles are a great way to zone people out, and they're the only real way to deal with Ayla unless you want to go for Explode, which is risky. If the Ayla survives the Explode, then you're screwed. Noel's done a really good job of getting life on her, getting the pills, getting the Rage up with the shield. Explode wouldn't have done anything, so I think missiles wasn't a bad move, but it does mean that he's slower to farm. It means that he won't be able to do as much AoE damage as the other team's Clunk, which is kind of what's winning them the game right now.
It's not even so much the AoE that I'm mentioning here. It's the genuine bad matchup against another R-Bay Clunk.
That's a good point. If you're smart about it, you don't,
and we have 1 kill. I'm seeing maybe another 2. Let's see where this goes.
Maybe. Depends on whether or not he gets bit and he can stick around.
And the missiles do save him, so you were not wrong there.
It's the only way to really beat Naila at that point if you can kite him properly.
Oh, he's able to escape the Clunk Explode. Job tease.
Yeah. Oh, he had a really good opportunity to kill the Lone Star, but no dice. The EC Clunk manages to kill off Ascorax again. That poor Coco got too close, and then Snarebite exploded.
It wasn't the snare bite that killed, it was a reflected Cocoa Ball.
Yeah, that would do it.
It seems like Job Ties is the only one on the team that realized that there is a reflect on the Clunk right now. Raylan has still been shooting at him. And
To be
obviously
fair,
so is Coco.
most of what Raylan does doesn't really factor into Arbe too much, so I can understand why they would have a bit of a lapse in judgment, but if you're going to be playing in a competitive setting, it is best not to have lapses of judgment at all. Anytime that there's an Arbe Clunk, you stop shooting at it. Same thing goes for Arbe Frog. And just look at Noel just
And a
flying
convenient health
around.
pickup. Oh, double kill.
Oh, that had to hurt. Just flying around, even though he was stuck in the time rift, was still dealing enough damage. Got them both killed. And Job Ties is stuck in between a rock and a really hard place.
And there goes the bull.
Yeah, he's very dead.
Complete
And then
team
there goes
wipe.
the Drone Core.
This should be
There
GG,
goes
ladies
the
and gents.
Jobsies.
Yeah.
And the core is at 3 bars. Should
Yeah,
be a good
that's already
game
happened.
indeed.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We are now up 1-0 for Evil Corporation.